a new European country is on the verge of joining BRICS, signaling a significant move away from the European Union. Many mistakenly compare BRICS to NATO, but the two serve entirely different purposes. While NATO was established as a military alliance during the Cold War, BRICS primarily focuses on financial collaboration. If BRICS successfully overcomes internal challenges, it has the potential to grow as influential as the EU, backed by its vast natural resources and economic expansion prospects. At present, BRICS Plus is not accepting new members, but Turkey has officially expressed interest in joining. This move stems from Turkey's ongoing frustration with the EU after years of unsuccessful attempts to secure membership. Turkey's strategic position, bridging East and West, gives it considerable value for BRICS. The country controls crucial trade routes, linking diverse global regions. President Erdogan views this as an opportunity to enhance Turkey's global influence. However, it is essential to recognize that, similar to the G20, BRICS primarily serves as a platform for dialogue rather than a structured economic or political union like the EU. BRICS membership facilitates discussions rather than the deep integration required by the EU, but this dynamic could evolve over time. Despite its interest in BRICS, Turkey still maintains strong economic ties with the EU. With trade between them amounting to approximately $213 billion, Turkey is not alone in considering alternatives to the EU. Serbia is also exploring BRICS membership. Serbian Vice Prime Minister Aleksandar Vulin has criticized the EU for imposing continuous demands without making meaningful progress on Serbia's accession. Serbia, which applied for EU membership in 2009 and has been a candidate since 2012, has seen little advancement in its accession process. A significant obstacle is the EU's insistence that Serbia recognize Kosovo as an independent state, a demand Serbia strongly opposes. Unlike the EU, Russia has never pressured Serbia to choose between Brussels and Moscow, maintaining a steady bilateral relationship. Consequently, Serbia plans to attend the upcoming BRICS summit to explore possible membership. Vulin argues that Serbia must weigh all available options, especially as nations like Turkey, the UAE, and Saudi Arabia also express interest in BRICS. BRICS is becoming an increasingly appealing alternative for nations seeking to diversify their economic partnerships beyond the EU. The growing interest from both European and Asian countries suggests that BRICS Plus is positioning itself as a formidable global economic model. The competition between various economic and political alliances could significantly reshape global influence in the coming years, with Turkey and Serbia possibly leading Europe's shift toward BRICS. Turkey and Serbia's interest in BRICS primarily stems from dissatisfaction with the EU's political and economic demands. These nations are now exploring options that provide greater flexibility and fewer restrictions. In today's interconnected world, economic alliances are more critical than ever, and BRICS offers an attractive alternative by enabling collaboration with major economies like China, India, Russia, Brazil, and South Africa. These nations possess abundant natural resources and rapidly expanding markets, presenting a different path from traditional Western-led economic structures. Turkey's geographical advantage, straddling Europe and Asia, grants it significant leverage as a key player in global trade. By controlling essential trade corridors, it acts as a bridge between Eastern and Western economies. President Erdogan sees BRICS as a means to elevate Turkey's global stature in an increasingly multipolar world. For Serbia, tensions with the EU, particularly concerning Kosovo, have greatly influenced its growing interest in BRICS. The EU requires Serbia to formally recognize Kosovo's independence, a demand Serbia views as a challenge to its sovereignty. This condition has complicated Serbia's EU membership aspirations, prompting the country to seek alternative alliances. Unlike the EU, BRICS does not impose political conditions such as recognizing Kosovo, making it a more appealing option for Serbia. Furthermore, Serbia's historical and strategic ties with Russia add another layer of complexity to its EU ambitions. The EU has pressured Serbia to distance itself from Moscow, particularly given Russia's involvement in global conflicts. However, Serbia's long-standing political, economic, and cultural connections with Russia make this a difficult shift. As a result, Serbia is looking toward multilateral organizations like BRICS. where it can maintain its existing alliances while gaining new economic and political opportunities. Unlike the EU, BRICS allows Serbia to preserve its diplomatic relationships without external pressure to change its stance on Kosovo or sever ties with Moscow. BRICS, comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, emphasizes multilateral cooperation and sovereignty while striving to create a more balanced global order. Membership would enable Serbia to integrate into an economic framework that respects its autonomy while providing access to new economic opportunities without the constraints associated with EU policies. Additionally, BRICS presents Serbia with a compelling economic opportunity. As global trade patterns shift, BRICS countries, by virtue of their size and diverse economies, offer a vast and dynamic market for Serbian goods and services. This economic diversification could help Serbia strengthen its financial standing by accessing new markets and attracting foreign investment, something that may not be as readily achievable through an EU-centric trade model. BRICS members share a common interest in reducing their dependence on Western-dominated economic systems, making them a more flexible economic partner for nations like Serbia. If more countries join BRICS, the bloc could evolve into a more influential entity, potentially rivaling Western economic and political institutions. As BRICS expands, it could emerge as a formidable force in global affairs, challenging the dominance of traditional Western powers like the EU and the United States. With increasing influence, BRICS nations may shape global economic and political policies, fostering a more multipolar world. Should BRICS continue to attract countries such as Turkey and Serbia, its influence could extend beyond economic matters, potentially developing into a powerful political alliance with significant global leverage. The expansion of BRICS and its potential shift toward becoming a political powerhouse would likely have profound implications for the EU. If more European nations see BRICS as a viable alternative, the EU may need to reassess its membership policies and offer more attractive incentives to keep nations like Turkey and Serbia engaged. Failing to adapt to these shifting global dynamics could weaken the EU's influence, particularly in regions like the Balkans and Eastern Europe. The increasing interest in BRICS among European nations signifies a broader geopolitical transformation. As BRICS positions itself as an alternative to the EU, global power dynamics may continue to evolve, leading to a reconfiguration of international alliances. Monitoring the growing relationship between BRICS and the EU will be crucial in understanding the shifting tides of global politics and economics. BRICS, founded in 2009, initially included Brazil, Russia, India, China, and later South Africa. Each member brings unique strengths, collectively representing over 40% of the global population and nearly a quarter of the world's GDP. Brazil contributes vast natural resources and agricultural strength. Russia dominates in energy and geopolitical influence. India is a growing technology and economic hub. China leads in manufacturing and global investment, and South Africa serves as a strategic gateway to Africa. Together, BRICS members challenge traditional economic and political power structures, advocating for a multipolar world. Their cooperation spans economic policies, scientific research, and cultural exchanges, with a focus on promoting global stability and development. As BRICS continues to expand, its influence in international trade, investment, and diplomacy is expected to grow, reshaping global alliances. A significant figure in BRICS's development has been Russian President Vladimir Putin. Under his leadership, Russia has played a central role in the coalition, leveraging its vast resources to advance BRICS objectives. Putin has been a strong advocate for a multipolar world, reducing reliance on Western-dominated institutions. At the 2015 BRICS summit in Ufa, Russia played a pivotal role in establishing the New Development Bank, NDB, and the Contingent Reserve Arrangement, CRA, aimed at providing financial security for member nations and reducing dependence on institutions like the IMF and World Bank. Looking ahead, BRICS is expected to deepen cooperation in energy, technology, and geopolitical alignment. As the coalition expands, its influence in global affairs is likely to grow, shaping the future of international politics and economics. As BRICS continues to grow, do you think it could become as powerful as the EU or even challenge Western influence? What are your thoughts on Turkey and Serbia potentially joining BRICS? Would this be a smart move for their economies, or could it create more challenges for them? And do you think more European countries will follow their lead and look for alternatives to the EU? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more global updates. Until next, stay tuned.